everyone, welcome back to our channel. We are K&A Off-Grid. For those of you who are not familiar with the channel, we got into off-grid living. We sold everything we had in the city and moved out into the middle of nowhere. We jumped in 100%.
Yeah.
So it's been about a year and a half now. We dove in, like I said, feet first. We didn't hesitate in getting any of our animals or starting up a homesteading off-grid lifestyle. So today we wanted to take a couple minutes and just talk to you guys about the updates that have happened with the animals around the property.
And it's been pretty busy.
Yes.
So we've been trying for eggs. If you've been following this channel for a while, we've been trying to hatch our own eggs throughout the winter for the spring. It kind of didn't work out for us very well. However, we did get a hen that you saw there at the beginning that started to sit on eggs, and she had probably about 12 underneath her for a long time, and eventually we had the one hatch, what is it, probably about a week ago now?
Yeah, I think about a week.
A week ago now, and then she stopped sitting on the rest of the eggs, so we didn't know if they were, like what state the eggs were in, so they became dog food. However, the one chick that we do have right now is doing fantastic. The mother hen is taking care of her, like you wouldn't believe, guarding her from every animal that's on the property. One thing that's different from the chicken or our chick that we're doing this year from the ones that we've done last year is that we don't have the baby chick on any starter. Or it's not debeaked, it's not it doesn't have its shots yet.
All natural.
Yeah, it's all natural. So yeah, anything else you'd like to add on that?
Yeah, I mean, she's been pretty protective. It's kind of funny to see when she puffs herself up. I've never seen a chicken with a baby chick before. Maybe Andre has, but I haven't. So that was a whole new experience for me. And she's very protective, like Andre said, and she puffs herself right up to almost, I would say, like 30% of a bigger size. Almost like a turkey.
Yeah.
And speaking of turkeys...
Yes, let's head over there because we have something to show you there too. All right, those are our turkeys. We just picked them up probably about 2 weeks ago. They don't look that much bigger than when we did pick them up. Maybe twice the size, but we did notice they grow a lot slower. But let's step back a little bit here and talk about the process of obtaining our turkeys and the mess it was to get them. So this spring we ordered all our meat birds for our first and second round, along with our turkeys for our second round. Long story short, we went into town to pick up our turkeys and our meat birds for our second round, and our supplier, who we've been picking up birds for the past year from, notified us after a 5-hour drive that he is no longer going to be delivering the turkeys because he did not get a permit, which also means permission, if you don't understand the root of words, from some sort of inspector to sell their meat birds or his meat birds and turkeys. And so when we get down there, they're not available. Now, a little side note is if you're asking for permission to put food on your table or to bring in an income from somebody and they're saying no to you and you agree, you might want to kind of reassess your moral standards and where you stand in life. So long story short, we went back home, didn't get our meat birds, didn't get our turkeys, and we reached out to one of our friends on social media who actually lives nearby. And thankfully they are of like-minded individuals and was able to direct us to someone who is also of like-minded mentality, and was able to guide us and get us some meat or some turkeys. Now, the turkeys that we did pick up were originally picked up 4 or wanted 4. However, she decided to give us an extra one because just in case one died. And now you can see that they are doing fine, and we're going to have an extra probably 40 pounds worth of turkey.
Of turkey.
Yes.
Which means bacon and everything else.
Everything else.
Yeah, so in terms of how we got them, it was a little bit of a scuffle, but we're glad that we found someone that was able to help us out and that was willing to help us out.
That's right.
That was also like-minded. So these types of turkeys...
No permits required either, because I don't ask for permits or any sort of authority. Permission,
yeah.
yes.
So it's nice to have like-minded people in your community, for sure. So these turkeys, you may notice they look a little bit different than what you might think of as a turkey. And I actually was educated on this because I didn't know that there were two types of turkeys. Obviously you have wild and domesticated turkeys. But in terms of coloring, there's white turkeys, and then there are, I guess they're called black turkeys or
black turkey, wild turkeys,
colorful turkeys, whatever you want to call them.
Yes.
And I saw what white turkeys look like after we brought these guys home, and like they just look like giant chickens. So I was very excited at the fact that we have these turkeys, and they're actually, it's not just the color that differentiates them, it's the breed. So the lady that we picked them up from took care to explain what they were to me. They're a breed of turkey called heritage turkey. And she, in combination with some other people that are with her, they breed turkeys specifically between a domesticated turkey and wild turkeys. So they've been working on this turkey breeding program for a couple years, for more than a couple, I guess, but for a couple years. And the purpose is to breed these birds that are hardier and that are healthier than your typical domesticated turkey or domesticated chicken that you would pick up as like a meat bird or a meat
an industrialized bird.
Yeah, than an industrialized or commercialized. So we're really excited about that because it's just a more natural, it's a natural source, it's a more natural source, and they don't have as many genetic problems sort of bred into them. If you are interested in learning about genetic problems with meat birds, we learned that with our Cornish crossbirds this year. We'll leave the link for that video somewhere in this one. Yeah, so those were our turkeys. They were super colorful. I'm really excited to see them grow. One thing we did notice, because they are not as, we don't allow them to eat as much food, as well as they're more natural, they're more naturally bred. They don't have the desire to eat all the time, and they grow a lot slower. Yeah. So those, like Andre said, they probably only doubled in size since they came home about 2-3 weeks ago, whenever that was. Whereas with our other Cornish crossbirds that we did last year, they grew very, very quickly because they were a commercialized bird, and we weren't smart with how we fed them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the feeding schedule we have on the birds right now is they're on a starter feed right now, which is just a crumble. And we were advised that we should keep them on the starter for 8 weeks as opposed to 4 weeks, what we do with our meat birds. We're trying it out. We're not sure how that's going to work out. It seems to be working out great. If any of you viewers have any experience with turkeys and raising them, leave a comment down below and let us know what you do with your turkeys, how you start them, what kind of feed you give them, how long you feed them for. One thing also that is different from that with these heritage turkeys from the industrial type turkeys is these turkeys also don't need artificial insemination in order to breed, unlike the industrial turkeys where they do need artificial insemination, which is a plus if we're looking to breed our turkeys, which we actually have no intentions of doing because I think we'll be loaded up quite well come the fall with meat. And on that note, we have another type of meat that we're going to have in the fall, and we'll show you those in a quick second.
So we are here by our goat shed. You can see that we have two of our kids that are here. So this is what Andrew was referring to when he was talking about meat in the fall. So there are two right now. There were three originally. The third one unfortunately died very shortly after birth because it got the bag stuck over its head, and we weren't there immediately to get it off. So it wasn't something that happened over a long period of time. It was just a short period of birth that they were born. In terms of the milk production, at the beginning, Mama didn't want to feed either of the kids. Mama being the mother of these two, she didn't want to feed either of the kids, and she was very, very full of milk. So we decided that we were going to milk her out and then bottle feed them from that milk by hand. Reason being because during the first week of birth, it's very important that kids and all animals really, but that kids get that colostrum from their mother, which is that additional support system for their immune system that helps them build a healthy, strong body, whatever animal it happens to be. So we did that for the first week or so before they kind of learned how to nurse, which is great because now they're nursing and we don't have to worry about feeding them. Mama just kind of does her thing and does her job. And some days, so now we're still milking her out, I would say like every other day or so, just if we notice she's really full. The kids are doing really well, so that's fine. But if she's really full, then we'll milk her out. And we've gotten up to, I think, almost a gallon.
After she was done feeding her kids.
After she's done feeding the kids for the day or for the evening, whenever it is that we milk her.
All right, like Kimberly was saying, we're just over a week now from since they were born, and they're doing very well. One thing I have been doing to keep Mama's milk production up is giving her a lot more grain. I know grain prices are up and shortages of grain, but you know, like we need that for her and for the kids. And it also, we've noticed, increases the fat content inside the milk, which is great for making cheese and any other dairy products. Now, one thing we had to do once they were born was separate William and Rhea, which is our other milk goat, from Mama and the kids because she was very defensive and actually was trying to take out Rhea at one point. So we separated them, especially William. We don't want Mama to be pregnant again, so we have to keep her separate from William till about November until we breed them again. Now, for anybody out there saying, "Oh, they're so cute" and everything like that, what are their names? We don't name our food, so one's Blackie and one's Black and Whitey.
It's a him and her, actually.
That's right. So what's going to happen to them basically is we're going to let them free range. We'll keep them on Mama for the next 2 months until they get weaned off, allow them to free range on the property, eating whatever they'd like. And then come October, November, when they get up to weight and there's not enough free range out there, we're going to butcher them off and keep the meat. We'll keep the meat, the dogs will get the bones, and the hides we will give to the natives in the community because they enjoy using the hides and making things out of them. And it's not too often, I'm sure, that they would get some goat hides from anyone around here either. So that's basically what we're doing with them. And all our new additions on the homestead. Like Kimberly said, we dove in feet first, and we've had our ups and downs, but it's been a good time all around. So hopefully you've got some good nuggets out of this video, especially for those that are looking to getting into their homesteading adventures and becoming more sustainable and getting off the fragile grid that we are on. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah, see you later.